If you haven't stepped into a language classroom in the last 15 years, you may be surprised to learn just how different the experiences has become. Apart from the blackboards turning white and now computerized, and beyond the digital tools that are becoming a more common sight in schools, something more fundamental has evolved in the way that languages are taught. Today's language classroom is vastly different from that of the mid to late 20th century. Some identified trends that are shaping the 21st century language classroom are so here's the things that soon to be out, or actually was already out. So number one, vague hollow promises that can't be proven. Saying that learning languages is easy, authoritative teacher attitudes, complaining about cutbacks and a lack of funding, and then language labs. So, here are the things that's in. Clear, provable demonstrations of learning, frameworks, benchmark, and other asset-based approaches to assessments. Individualized, customizable, learner-centered approaches, providing the value of language learning through stories and speech. Using technology for language learning, linking language learning to leadership skills, showing funders the impact their investment has on students and communities.
Old school language teaching by rote. For years, language teachers found ways to make a naturally exciting topic into a deadly dull one. Language teaching for most of the 20th century was heavily influenced by the grammar translation of the 19th century, which involved learning a new word or grammatical structure, translating it into your native language, and memorizing it. Teaching was based on a strict syllabus of what educators considered to be important, whether it was relevant to students' needs or not. This led many people to think they were bad at languages. Techniques gradually adapted to be more situational, so grammar and vocabulary would be taught and context in which you might realistically use it. But the emphasis was still very much on reading, repeating, and memorizing. The development of the communicative approach in the last decades of the 20th century marked a major change in how languages were taught. The idea of communicative competence, example being able to successfully communicate, replaced grammatical accuracy as the main goal of language teaching.
Language teaching today. The idea that came with a communicative approach are still dominant in language teaching today. For example, a focus on the needs of each group of students as opposed to using a rigid syllabus based on grammar, and the popularity of information gap exercises. Although great teaching comes first and foremost from a great teacher, technology is making a big difference in modern classrooms. A huge variety of tools and exercises are available to teachers. Dave from British Study Centers identifies the smartphone as a potential tool for the classroom, as the current generation of learners are fluent users of the devices. Apps such as Memrise and Anki make the hard work of memorization into a game and can be an excellent addition to traditional classroom study. Major changes such as the communicative approach take time to filter into the classroom, but this is now the dominant technique in language teaching, language schools, and especially among teachers of English.
Foreign country, it can really be a huge help to learn the local language in order to interact with others and strive on another level in a new and thrilling setting. But there's something that adds a little bit more excitement to learning a foreign language: slang words. Without them, conversations become stale and boring, and Tagalog word is no different. Today, I will show you some words that you need to acquire when you're here in the Philippines. Taratitat, have you ever talked to someone and the person just goes on and on like non-stop? Taratitat is the perfect slang word for a talkative person. Example, taratitat ka talaga means you're really talkative. Sos Mariosep, a shortened conversation of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. This exclamation is used when you're shocked or caught off guard by a surprise. This one is still used today. Jowa means lover, boyfriend, or partner. Example, my jowa is still sleeping due to different time zones, so I'm focusing on finishing this video today. Thank you.
Number 1, Lodi. This one is currently making a hit along with number 2 in this list. Lodi is the perfect Tagalog slang words for that person you idolize. Yes, idolize is the key word here for this slang words meaning. As reading Lodi backward will give you idol. For example, pitmalo talaga ang performance mo on the stage, Lodi.
The common teen slang words you might hear. First, dope, cool or awesome. God, greatest of all time. Gushy, good, cool or going well. Lit, amazing, cool or exciting. OMG, an abbreviation for oh my gosh or oh my god. Sick or sick. Cool or sweet. Salty. Bitter, angry, agitated. Fire, hot, trendy, amazing or on point. Formerly, straight fire. TBH means to be honest.
People or relationship. Relationships are important aspect of adolescence. In the teen years, kids develop their own identities and explore how they are outside of their families. Interaction with their peers are a key components of this process, and they often create unique words to describe their relationship and the romantic relationships.
Here are some slang words your teen might use when talking about other people. Example, BF or GF. GF, which means boyfriend or girlfriend. BFF, which means best friends forever, and FAM, which is group of friends.
Conclusions. The world is changing at a rapid pace. How we learn is changing. How we teach and assist learning is also changing. Old authoritarian models are giving way to gentler, more collaborative models. Students are hungry as they everywhere to be guided, coached, and mentored. Their curiosity about the world around them is continuous to be big. The difference now is that they have the world at their fingertips. They're experiencing the world through technology in a way that their parents and teachers never did. Today's language classroom is vastly different from the mid to late 20th century. The focus is no longer on grammar, memorization, and learning from rote, but rather using and cultural knowledge as means to connect to others around the globe. Geographically and physically, boundaries are having transcended by technology as students learn to reach out to the world around them, using their language and cultural skills to facilitate the connection they are eager to make. There is case for recontextualize felt that there are more learner-centered, more collaborative, and more technologically driven. The trends in language learning are moving us forward in such a way as to empower our students to communicate with others across the globe in a real time.